Hello. I'm making this video tonight just for the parents so I can talk a little bit about our distant learning program. Um, we had our meeting with Patrick and we are trying to create some other venues to use other than just YouTube and Zoom. He texted last night and said that we would be getting Google Classroom, so we're very excited about that. But I want to explain the packets that I sent home. First of all, I want to thank everybody for picking them up. Thank you. And next, I want to talk about the structure of the packets. I put in there all of the spelling, all of the grammar, and for one reading group, all of the reading tests. And that might seem very overwhelming. Don't let it be. This one that has spelling words right here is the spelling packet. This one that has down here grammar is the grammar packet. Now, each of our stories has grammar and spelling that go with it. When we're in school, we do those together, but sometimes on a split week or a short week, we might not do a spelling test and we might not get to grammar. So the top story doesn't always match. And that being said, if your child decides to work ahead in grammar or work ahead in spelling or go ahead in some of their reading, that's perfectly okay. Right now I have two groups in reading. One group will be reading Jalapeno Bagels next week, and the other group will be reading Bob. Now, some of you have finished Bob, and some of you are still on around chapter 9 or 10, and that's okay. Wherever you're at in Bob, that's perfectly fine. If you have finished Bob, you may start our new story and begin your literature packet with that. That being said, I want to talk about time limits. This is the first time any of us have done this, and the diocese set out time limits or time guidelines. And the time guideline for 3rd and 4th grade is anywhere from 1.5 hours a day to 2 hours a day. Please don't go past that. I think we need to consider that your child is not at school. They're sitting at their kitchen table and they are easily distracted and they are not in their normal work environment. The thing I want to stress is that not everybody is in the same place in their work. Some of you have contacted me and told me you're finished with the whole packet that I sent home before spring break. Some of you have told me you still have 3 or 4 math lessons to do, and that's perfectly fine. We need to realize that each child works at their own pace. So, that being said, it is not time to catch them up. It is time to just do a little bit each day. My goal when I put the packets together was that each child could read their story, do 1 page of spelling, do 1 page of grammar, and do their math lesson. That will pretty much cover an hour and a half. Now, that being said, some children will get that done, all of that done in an hour, and will want more. My packets contained language arts and math, mainly because that's what the diocese wants us to focus on. I have and will be adding some writing lessons. We had a writing lesson last week, and I was thrilled with all of the ones that were sent to me, and I hope you had fun with that. Our writing lessons I'm going to try to tie into the stories. Sometimes it's going to be difficult to tie into the stories, so I'm going to focus on pulling in their emotions, right? It's kind of an emotional time, and we're going to try to focus on positive things, maybe looking forward to summer, so we're going to do different writing assignments. All writing assignments will be done in steps, okay? I'll send a graphic organizer, give them a day or 2 to work on that, then I'll send an example of a rough draft, and then after that I'll send an example of a final draft. So please let them work at their pace on that. Help them with ideas. I'll try to help them with ideas. The big thing that I want to talk about tonight is please be patient with me with this new technology. We received some guidelines from the diocese today, and they're wanting us to limit the amount of Zoom meetings we do. There is a potential risk. They don't like the risk that it might be somehow hijacked or interrupted. Absolutely no one-on-one Zooms, they said. Now, unless you can have another adult there. My idea was that I got Zoom set up this weekend, and that if your child was having trouble with math or something else and needed a kind of a private lesson, I would be really happy to Zoom with them. The diocese is not wanting us to do that unless another adult can be present. I have no problem doing a Zoom meeting with your child to help them in math as long as you're there. I think that's fair. I had an idea that we would be doing guided reading groups using Zoom, meeting at least once a week. We need to talk further about that and get that okayed with Patrick, but I think that will be fine, and I want to try to set that up. They're wanting us to tape lessons so you can review them, and the idea that a Zoom meeting creates undue stress if that child can't be on a device and be there, and that's the last thing we want to create. So if I do hold a Zoom meeting, for instance, for guided reading, that's the only reason I would hold one, and your child is not able to make it, please let them know it's okay. You know, like the Zoom meetings are totally optional. That being said, right now we don't have what's called a learning platform, and that is a way that you can turn in your child's completed materials to me. Like I said, I received a text last night from Patrick, and he had spoke to Kristen, and she was very excited about getting us set up with Google Classroom. So we're having a meeting with her on Tuesday, and hopefully that will all be set up. And in that case, then you would be able to take the completed packets, take a picture of them, and upload them to me, and that would be wonderful. I'm sure everybody listened to the governor, and she stated that this last marking period in school will not be graded. It will not be something that's put on record. So basically, we are going to, at this point, be on an honor system. If your child needs help, please reach out to me. Everyone has my phone number, and I will include my phone number on every single email. A lot of times if they get stuck and you think, oh, I don't have time to email Mrs. B and ask her a question, hand your phone to them, dial my number, and let me talk to them. I've done it with 2 or 3 students already. You know what? It's great verbal learning skills for them. Just explain to them. Say, hello, Mrs. Brushaber. Tell her your name and tell her what your problem is. I talk to your kids all day. It's no different if I'm talking to them on the telephone. I'll be happy to hear their voice. That being said, I want to try to do at least 2 videos a day, one with reading and one with math. Any video I send, I will also send an email with it stating exactly what's in it. So, as a parent, you don't need to watch the video. If your child is further ahead in that book, they don't need to watch the video. If your child pulls the math assignment out and they're strong in that area and they don't feel like they need to watch the video, they don't have to watch the video. Again, these things are helpful aids for you, but if they're going to take more time and you're having trouble getting your child to sit down and focus for a long period of time and they don't need to watch that video, don't make them watch that video. I have all of my materials here. Like I said in the packet, they asked us to focus on reading and math, and I have added some writing with it. If you have that child that finishes their grammar, their spelling, their reading, and their math, and they are bored, and you would like them to have a science lesson or a social studies lesson, please email me or text me and I will create one. It's not an issue. I have them. I will scan them and email it directly to you. Not to the whole group, just to you. Okay? And don't feel funny about doing that. That's my job. Okay? I think that's about all I have for tonight. I'm going to be sending another video Sunday night of reading and math. Again, everybody's different and everybody's in different places. So if the reading lesson that I send for 3rd grade or 4th grade your child has not gotten to yet, that's okay. Don't panic. Don't make them feel stressed to try to catch up. If they are beyond that, that's terrific. Let them keep going. Look for some time after our meeting on Tuesday. Me to schedule a Zoom meeting, probably with the whole class, just one, so we can kind of try it out and everybody can see each other's faces and talk to each other. And then after that, Zoom meetings will be held in reading groups. That's how I intend to use Zoom, unless your child is struggling on a particular lesson, say in math. Text me, we'll set up a Zoom meeting, and as long as you're there, it'll be fine. The diocese just doesn't want one-on-one Zooms. They feel like it needs to be a 3-party thing, and as long as you can sit for 10 or 15 minutes and listen to us, that's perfectly fine. Please, please, please reach out if you have a question. Email me, text me, or call me. Don't ever feel funny about picking up the phone and calling me. I don't mind a phone call at all, even if it's 7:30 at night. You know, a lot of times when you're at work, if you're thinking, oh, I've got to take time to email Mrs. B, I have this question, pick up the phone and call me. Maybe it'll take 30 seconds on the phone instead of a 5 or a 10-minute email. Phone call's much quicker, and I don't mind at all. Have a wonderful Easter. Enjoy your Good Friday. And we'll see you Monday. And Monday's videos will be lesson videos. So thank you for listening tonight. I appreciate it. And text me, email me, or call me with your questions. Thank you.